Welcome to VAR India News Hour. Organizations are slowly implementing IT/OT convergence in manufacturing. A decade ago, when any tech professional thought of manufacturing technology, the first image that came to mind probably wasn't IT related, especially not IT working with operational technology infrastructure. With the adoption of IoT, organizations can realize many rewards from the overlap of IT and OT in manufacturing facilities if they can navigate the challenges. IT/OT convergence in manufacturing drives Industry 4.0 and uses the data from IT to inform or influence the actions of OT. The technology used in physical operations such as robots, industrial control systems, and sensors. Organization can also generate data from OT infrastructure that IT networks analyze to produce insights. Any data analysis that influences changes in a workflow engages some amount of IT/OT convergence, and IT and OT systems help organizations streamline processes and become more efficient. The Industrial Internet of Things (IIoT) lies at the heart of IT/OT convergence in manufacturing. IIoT devices represent the combination of IT and OT infrastructure and bring networking capabilities to operational machines. IIoT devices combine both IT and OT, which streamlines IT/OT convergence to give manufacturers the advantages of connected machines and data. Organizations also capitalize on IIoT technology and IT/OT convergence in manufacturing to remain competitive in their markets. The biggest challenge we could see is IT/OT convergence can pose security risk and scalability issues, where OT systems can inundate IT with data overload. It is always advised that the organizations are best served when they logically isolate their IT and OT systems on separate networks and strive to take inventory of their assets in the environment. However, there are several benefits to achieving interoperability between IT and OT systems, although the benefits vary from one organization to the next based on use case. Let's look into today's headlines in VAR India. Centre announces big reforms for the stressed auto and telecom sectors. The cabinet has come out with a strong move to push the economy and announce some big reforms in the automobile and telecom sectors of India, starting from production-linked incentive scheme to rationalizing AGR definition to digitizing KYC. Union Minister Anurag Thakur said the government has approved the PLI scheme in the auto and drone industries. At the same time, the Telecom Minister Ashwini Vaishnav said the Union Cabinet rationalized the adjusted gross revenue definition by excluding non-telecom revenue of telcos from payment of statutory levies. AGR refers to revenues that are considered for payment of statutory dues. Bharti-backed OneWeb successfully launches 34 more satellites. OneWeb has confirmed its successful launch of 34 satellites by Arianespace from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. The successful launch brings OneWeb's total in-orbit constellation to 322 satellites, nearly half of OneWeb's entire 648 LEO satellite fleet that will deliver high-speed, low-latency global connectivity. The successful launch builds on the strategic distribution partnerships and agreements across a wide array of providers and businesses, including several earlier this month, including with AT&T, Hughes Network Systems, and Peryton. QED Investors finalizes $1.5 billion investment in fintech companies. QED Investors announced that it closed a significantly oversubscribed seventh fund with capital commitments of $1.5 billion. Fund 7 comprises a $550 million early stage fund and a $500 million growth stage fund. These funds will allow QED investors to continue to invest in fintech companies primarily in the US, the UK, Latin America, and the Southeast Asia. QED has been a leader in the fintech investing community throughout fintech's evolution, having guided and grown these companies and others through the ecosystem's boom. Globally, fintech investment was $928 million in 2008 and $105 billion in 2020. Canva valued at $40 billion company by receiving $200 million fresh funding. Canva allows anyone to design presentations, t-shirts, brochures, flyers, and one can name it. Co-founder and CEO Melanie Perkins and her team started working on Canva in 2012 and launched the product in 2013. The USP of the company is creating a truly simple user interface where folks can simply drag and drop components into their designs, complete with hundreds of thousands of templates without doing a lot of fine-tuning. Canva expects to exceed $1 billion in annualized revenue by the end of 2021. It has a team size of 2,000. Now, with the fresh funding, Canva to double its workforce in the next year. Blackstone in advanced talks to acquire VFS Global for $1 billion. VFS Global is the world's largest visa outsourcing and technology services specialist for governments and diplomatic missions worldwide. With 3,532 application centers and operations in 143 countries across 5 continents, VFS Global serves the interest of 62 client governments. The company has successfully processed over 231 million applications since its inception in 2001 and over 101.08 million biometric enrollments since 2007. Now, Blackstone Incorporation is in advanced talks to acquire VFS Global Services for $1 billion to $1.2 billion as travel restrictions gradually ease with more people getting vaccinated against COVID-19. That's all for now. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to War India News Magazine. You can download the War India app from Google Play Store and Apple App Store for the latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.